Hi management students, Dr. Bowen here, and welcome to a very quick overview about our defining ethics exercise. I've read through all of your answers and I thought they were fascinating. I choose to answer a few randomly. We've given you credit for all of the work that you did in putting those together for participation. But you may be wondering why start a management class by talking about ethics, because you probably know I also teach an ethics class and I love teaching that class, spending a whole semester on ethics. But for management, ethics is also essential. And we start there because you will find that in every management problem, there's going to be an ethical component. If you know how to identify that right up front, you'll have a better chance of addressing it effectively, ethically, and helping the organization succeed. You'll hopefully help to maintain your competitive advantage and build relationships with your stakeholders by being known as an ethical organization and eventually an organization that's trustworthy, earning that trust over time through repeated ethical actions that your stakeholders can see and are evident. So that's why we begin with ethics. Your answers were fantastic. We do define ethics slightly differently, but as we move forward, you'll see that ethics becomes more of a standard definition of using moral principle to address some type of problem that needs resolution. So using moral principle is based on rational thought, and that gives us a very sound basis going forward. Some of the other definitions include consequences or using feelings to address an ethical situation or thinking about what a person of high character would do. All of those are valid perspectives, but they each have caveats that leave us a little bit open to criticism by publics and a little bit not as strong as if we were to use consistent rational moral principle in advising an organization, because that becomes knowable over time and offers a consistent way to make decisions regardless of who's in the seat of public relations head or the CEO and so on. So using management as a way to build trust is something that I think is incredibly important to think about from the beginning of the course. And we each learn our ethical principles from our parents, our families, our religious and faith-based traditions, but I think it's important to move beyond that and start thinking about it as an acquired critical thinking skill. So this is why we did the readings on critical thinking, so that you could realize we sometimes make the ethnocentric choice of doing what's comfortable because that's always what we've done, or the sociocentric choice of thinking, well, everyone else does it, so it must be okay. Those are flaws in critical thought. And as long as you're able to think analytically and critically about an ethical conundrum, you're always going to come out with a better decision than if you don't face the choice in that manner. If you react by gut instinct, by tradition, by what feels okay, etc., you're placing yourself in a position of being a biased decision maker, and that bias may come back to haunt the organization in some way or to harm you as a manager. So we want to think of management as enacting ethics in our organization, living the core values of the enterprise that we work within, and helping it develop those core values that can drive every decision, so that we're doing things every day that help us meet our mission statement, help us build trust with our publics, and help us build competitive advantage over time. Thanks so much for listening. I can't wait to see you again soon. Bye-bye.